Hey everyone, I'm Nikki Ottolini, and I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about one of my favorite sprays, DIYs, that you can use for so many different things. And it's called the Owie spray or boo boo spray, whatever you prefer. You can get a small little bottle or big, but I use a small, about 4-ounce glass bottle. And you're going to need the essential oils, frankincense, lavender, and tea tree oil. And I love to add helichrysum. And then you can top it off with fractionated coconut oil, as you see here. Or you can, any kind of carrier oil that's gonna be liquefied and put in here, or you can mix with water. Coconut oil is also very healing, so you're also getting that benefit as well. So we will go ahead and start making this. I love using the Owie spray. We use it a lot in our house. So do about 20 drops of each oil. And I'm not gonna do all of them right now. Get our frankincense in there, and then lavender, and then tea tree oil, or maluka, and then helichrysum. Helichrysum is optional, but I really enjoy using this oil. It's really great for all skin healing properties. If you have any bleeding from a cut or scrape, or any type of wound, helichrysum does a great job at stopping the bleeding. So I always like to add helichrysum in there. And it's an expensive oil, and it comes in a small bottle. So if you want, you can just use like 10 drops if you don't want to use the full amount. So then I'll top it off with fractionated coconut oil. Was perfect timing because I needed to refill one of my Owie sprays that I have in my bathroom. We use this all the time. This is probably the DIY bottle spray that we use the most in our household. I have a son, so he's constantly adventuring off and getting boo-boos, or it's myself getting a burn. Whatever it is, this Owie spray can be used for basically anything, even on your pets. So one of my dogs, I have 2 dogs, and one of them had surgery on her pelvis. So she had a really large incision on her back pelvis hip area, and it was shaved and everything. And I used this multiple times a day, probably 2 to 3 times a day on her. And it was such an easy way to get these powerful essential oils, healing oils on her incision wound without having to hold her down or get gunk on my fingers as well. Even as she's running off, I would go outside, I'd let her out because we had to walk her, and I would spray her. And even though she didn't like being sprayed because she thought of it as, you know, like getting sprayed with water, I was able to get it on her, and she was able to get those oils and use those oils to help her incision heal. And it healed really well. I wish I had a picture to show you, but I don't. She is 100% better now. You can't even see the incision. And I really attribute that to a lot of the essential oils because I use them consistently. There was no gunking. In the beginning, there was some gunking, but after I started using the oils, it really started to go away. So not only are the oils working to reduce the inflammation, they're also healing the wound. So they're cleaning the wound with like the bacteria, they're soothing any irritation. Again, they're reducing the inflammation, they're stopping any bleeding, and they're really working all together to heal whatever wound you're spraying this on. So I love, love, love using a spray, Owie spray, instead of like a roller. It's much easier, and you're not having to actually touch the whatever boo-boo or wound you're trying to treat. So I hope that is helpful for you all. I know it's something that we use all the time in our household. It's great to have on hand. We have one in the bathroom. I have one in the kitchen. Actually, I'm thinking about it. I probably should put one in the garage because my husband is always injuring himself, and I'm constantly, here you go, putting on his spray. But it's an easy spray, and then you're back to normal as you go. And with my husband or my son too. He doesn't like me touching his boo-boos with anything, so I can always get a quick spray in there. And I love that I'm able to help support the healing process in an easy, convenient way. So hope that's helpful.